Max, it's nights like these that just make you love watching high school football, and I am with the new district champions. And one of the leaders behind that was quarterback Alex Estrada. So, Alex, before we get to the game, let's just talk about this moment, this senior night. You got your guys behind you and stuff like that. So, just talk about the emotion and having you guys, having your boys with you tonight.
Yeah, it's very emotional. A lot of us, we've been at it since we were little, and we talked about moments like this. And for us to come out and get a win on senior night, last home game, it means the world to me.
Yeah, home game, and this was definitely one for the ages, should you say. This was, I was talking to Coach, this is your first district championship in about 20 years. So let's talk about the game, man. You know, the second half, you guys were a completely different team. So can you just tell me a little bit about that game?
Yeah, in the first half, we didn't play our brand of football, but in the second half, when we went into the locker room, we kept calm. We knew who we were as a team, and we just stuck to each other. And, you know, when we do that, you know, our team is a great second-half team, so we knew we were going to come out and make something happen.
Yeah, second half, and I mean, the game came all the way down to the final 4 seconds, and one of the people who helped put the nail in the coffin was Zylan Williams. So, Zylan, walk me through that play. Was there any nerves or anything like that?
Yeah, we had ran the play during the game a few times, but it didn't work. But third time's a charm. You know, we got it the second time. Thanks for JJ right here for running his route. And, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So, guys, what's next? Like, how does the focus go into next week?
Yeah, now the goal is to go 1-0 every week. We know that we don't have a guaranteed game now, so we know that we have to come to work each day and be prepared and just keep stacking days on days and games on games, and we'll make our way to state.
All right. Best of luck to all you gentlemen out there. Max, back to you guys. With high school football in full swing still means dangerous temperatures in the crossroads. Luckily, local school districts in our area is taking necessary protocols to keep your athletes cool. The state of Texas has been represented well this week in college football. Texas A&M continues to prove to the nation that they are here to stay and that these wins aren't flukes. A legend, a leader, a mentor are just a few words to describe Coach Jan LaHutney. And if you're asked today to describe the basketball court here at the Victoria District Event Center, you could just simply say, Jan LaHutney. With high school football winding down and baseball season starting real soon, the transition from sport to sport could be a little difficult. I took a trip to Victoria East to see how these athletes are switching sports and still staying in shape. The countdown to Jerry's World is on, and we're talking 2 teams from the Crossroads, all taking over Class 2A football. Yesterday, Max talked about the Ganado Indians advancing. Well, today, we're going to talk about a team whose season might have went under the radar, and I'm talking about the Shiner Comanches. College football in the state of Texas is experiencing some war games, and maybe that was a wrestling reference. But anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for is here. Some Texas bedlam to close out the regular season for college football. Longhorns taking on the Aggies in College Station. This game saw no one make a deep run, so talk about edge of your seat action. All right, so last night we heard from Coach Mitchell and Braylon Harris after their big win against Leno. So now the stage has been set for the Cowboys' next playoff matchup. And it's safe to say that the Cowboys' hands will be full. Now, Scott, with the wet bulb global temperature being such a deciding factor in football practices being able to practice, can you give us a little bit more detail about what the wet bulb global temperature is exactly? Max, your game of the week will feature 2 teams that have been heavily featured here on CFL, with the Industrial Cobras hosting the Tidehaven Tigers. The Industrial Cobras, a team that is looking for their first win of the season, and the Tidehaven Tigers, a team that is looking to further a statement in the playoff race. Max, we are deep in district play, and Ganado Indians continuing to make a statement, beating the Wyoming Wildcats 41-0. And I got Coach Josh Irvin. So, Coach, how are you feeling after this impressive victory, sure to say?
Oh, feeling good. I thought our defense did a great job in preparation all week. They had a really good week of practice, and it showed tonight. And I'm excited with how everyone played.
Okay, great. One thing I noticed, games that I've been seeing with you guys are passing, do a lot of passing, but I noticed a lot of rushing offense in the second half. Can you just talk about, what's been going on in that?
Yeah, the offensive line, they've been getting better every single week. The running backs are getting better, and they were doing a really good job. We thought of opening up holes for the running back, and that's one of the goals that I think every team has. Not only do we have to be able to throw the ball really well, but we're going to have to be able to run the ball really well if we want to keep getting better and be able to make a run at the end of the season.
Okay, good. The end of the season, and we're pretty much deep in district play. How do you guys feel? Do you feel like we're firing on all cylinders? Is this a flawless victory, should you say?
No, definitely not. And that's the exciting thing, is that tomorrow morning when the kids come up is we're going to be able to see some of the stuff that we didn't do well and that we need to correct. And then next week correct that as we're getting ready to play a really good Schulenburg team. And if we can keep improving every week, we're excited about how things are going.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it, Coach Irvin. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you.
No problem. Max, back to you. Max, and one of your final stops before state brings us here to Houston, where in just a few minutes, the Tidehaven Tigers will be taking on the Woodville Eagles. Two teams with identical season records in 12-2. Tidehaven went undefeated in district, but tonight they find themselves as the underdogs in this game, where Max Preps has Woodville picked to win. The Eagles, known for opening games strong, averaging 14.8 points every first quarter to Tidehaven's 5.6. But once you get past the first quarter, Tidehaven leads every quarter in their points with averages. Once you get past the first quarter, Tidehaven leads every quarter in their points averages, returning the favor, bursting with 14 points in the second quarter and 7 to Woodville's 4 in the fourth quarter. So the real question is, how will Tidehaven's defense respond to Woodville's strong first quarter? Because that seems to set the mood for Woodville in this game. We'll all find out here at Randall Reed Stadium. Ray Robinson, KAVU TV 25 News Now, Sports. Max, we're kicking off high school volleyball with a bang. You got the Goliad Tigerettes taking on the Yoakum Bulldogs. For those of you that were in Cuero tonight to witness this playoff game, you most certainly were in for a treat. And for your 25 News Now Sports, it brings us to Mathis, Texas, as the Tidehaven Tigers get ready to take on the Dilly Wolves. Now, ladies, who's ready for some playoff football?